Vortex for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. I remember playing this when I was a kid when I borrowed it from my friend Jason. It's an old game for me, and it's one of the few that I know of that has the Super FX microchip. That was pretty cool to have 3D like that in your Super Nintendo back in the day. The story goes that the people of the Debron system are under siege by the Akido hordes, which have very little power left, and the Akido steals the power core to ensure security. You use this machine to reclaim all the parts. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, the options, they give you easy, medium, and hard mode, but it only adjusts these pyramid turrets in the game. It has no real other use. What I want to look at is the password here. This password that I'm about to put in gives you invincibility to the game. If you really suck at this game like I always did, this is something you want to learn. Remember, it's HVZSM. There you go. Can't die. Now, at the beginning of the game, you start on a rail. This is the Vortex, and you go slow as shit. It's like 5 to 8 minutes to get from one end of the level to the other. And it's a pretty long level, don't you think? So I'm just going to turn it to Sonic Jet and just fly through it. Because I don't care. I'm invincible. The enemies aren't really hard to defeat. They're quite simple. And the boss, that's another story. All the bosses in this game are just rapists. You need your hard shell by holding L and A to defend yourself from their attacks. I'll just let out a couple of electro bombs. Go ahead and switch to cannons by switching R and A. You can press R and Y to switch to rockets, and you can just alternate R, A, and Y to fire both at the same time. This allows maximum damage. However, you gotta remember, learn their patterns really well, or you're gonna be in for a hard time. Now that I've eliminated that, we move on to the next stage. If you don't want to go through the Vortex, I got a password for you. Stage 2 is much different from the Vortex. This lets you free roam and use all your transformations to the best of your ability. How this area works is you gotta collect pass discs. To collect pass discs, you gotta collect keys to open up tunnels. The blinking lights were the elevators. So I'm gonna go down in here and it puts you in a head cam. Now, the recommended use is to use the land burner. It can pilot through most of these traps, and if you did the training missions, you'll learn that pretty well. These missiles are easy to kill with just one shot after they've been launched. Fuck. Well, I'm invincible, who cares? Basically, this whole level has to do with you need keys to unlock the next part of your thing, and then you fight a boss at the end. It's just giving you extra things to go for, instead of going straight for what you need to get, like the Vortex did. Now, the one thing I need to add is that the only way to collect items is if you're in walker mode, which is L and Y. Your walker mode is your primary for everything, so always be ready to use it. It's not a bad weapon, and it's the only one that doesn't use fuel with the yellow bar. And there's one pass disc. So we'll go up this elevator, and it'll lead me elsewhere. Now I want to point out to this to you. This is a defense unit. This is the biggest dumbass in the game. However, it's real nice to have on certain occasions. See, it carries a cannon. It can one-hit most things out there. It just has a problem with running into walls, killing itself by running into other enemies. It's not very smart, but you know what? It does take a little bit of the pressure off. Just walking here and letting it do its thing. Now, since I'm invincible, I'm going to use a Sonic Jet. There's an exploit you can do if you do it right. If you press thrust and just keep on going up and right or left, you can eventually pop out of the tunnels and just fly to the next tunnel without the key. There's the second pass disc. You can do these in any order. So long as you've got the keys, you can do these tunnels any way you want. I like that. Okay, this is the secret one to the southeast. It's not really secret, but it carries a lot of items. And if I wasn't invincible, I would want to have them. Oh, whoops, wrong way. So, you'll notice that I do cut out a lot of the tunnel in it, because I kept on trying to glitch it to show you. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Don't rely on it, but if it works, be glad about it. Go do something interesting for yourself. All these bonuses are essential to help beating your boss when you're not invincible. Electro bombs are useful for clearing out enemies or dealing massive damage to your boss. So anyways, all that's done. Let's get out of here. Let's fight the boss. This is Darius. This guy humps your legs so fucking much, you are going to get annoyed by it. In all honesty, I beat this guy by just hard shelling and attacking with a cannon. That's all I can do. Without invincibility, I made it as far as stage 4 before it got too hard for me. So it's not like I am sucking that bad. That's not too bad. I mean, look at him. He's all over me. Get the fuck off me. You can't move while he's hitting you. Unload on him. Fuck you. Hard shell, bitch. Backs off. Tries again. Backs off. I don't know, maybe he doesn't like my hard shell. It's like saying no to rape. Gives you a piece of the core, and you take off. Right here at the end of every level is a bonus stage. These bonus stages carry keys. These keys unlock a extra life, which, you know, for a person that's invincible, may not be worth much, but for you guys who want to do it fairly, it's essential. You're going to want these. And there's only 3-4 stages that actually do use these. After you get past Thermos, you have no more bonuses. The easy way through this is just to try to jump and collect as many enemies as you can, and then use an electro bomb to clear them out to move to the next one. And there's the password to get past there. Voltaire is a little bit different. Without the code, you have to race against the clock on this racetrack. You have 150 seconds to make it to the end, or you automatically lose. You can't use your Sonic Jet because it will immediately drop your gas and you will die. This game made it to where you can't cheat. And I'm doing a run with the Land Burner just to let you know what you're up against. Holy crap. They are just blasting at you, and if those things hit you, they slow you down. So you gotta try to avoid them. Try to destroy as many as you can. But that's the point of them being there. For you to get slowed down. Don't stop, don't stop. Here I am, just going through. I'm not even going to stop for that item, because time's of the essence, and you won't mess up time, not just enough time. Fuck. Shit. Oh god. Oh crap, falling. No! Fuck it. I'm invincible and have infinity gas. I'm flying. If you're doing this, it's best to stay on the track or you get lost really easy. I get lost all the time. This guy's Spartacus. He's a little bit harder. He's a lot bit harder because you only get this small, thin area for you to stand on to defeat him. And you gotta blow up his 2 side weapons first. And you target the one that comes at you. So thusly, he has a way of keeping you from hitting him. Okay, now that's done. Get that going. Fuck. You know what? Gotcha. Down here. And of course, this place has a bonus stage. Because I can use the Sonic Jet here, it gives me a bit of an advantage. But it's doable by land burner. I can assure you that it's not that hard. Just so long as you use my an electro bomb ever so often. Get out of my way. And then there's the other one. And there is my extra life. As you notice, I did need an extra life. The game's pretty freaking hard, even for an invincible player. And here's the code to get out of this area. Now, Thermos has 5 flash locks you gotta open, one special elevator like in Kriston. Here, you want to keep in mind that you can do this in any order, and each flash lock you go requires one more pattern than the other. And that's pretty much all the flash locks are, is a quick game of Simon. And here's the first one that I chose to go up to. Plus, diamond, plus. Now, if you hit the wrong one, it makes an explosion and you take damage. If you don't remember the pattern, just shoot the wrong one a couple of times and it will show the pattern again. So, prevent yourself from having to do that. Try to do the pattern while the pattern is being shown, like I'm doing. I can see the pattern, and that lets me have the advantage of keeping it fresh in my mind. There we go, here's another one. And each time it's just one more than the other. Only one other level has flash locks, and that's Trantor, and you're going to hate that. This is the last one, I think. The controls are kind of stiff, so it's kind of hard to aim sometimes. Makes it glad that you leave the CPU targeting on. Oh god, I can't beat this guy by myself. That's why I'm cheating. The game's repetitive nature, plus how hard it is when they are playing. This game is super difficult. It doesn't have very many stages, so you know, I guess that's why they make it so hard. Because there's not very many stages of the game. Oh, fuck, I can't hit him. Fuck this. Sonic Jet. This is my favorite cure-all. Just gotta hit him. Gotta hit him. Tell you what though, ain't no Star Fox. You see how annoying this boss is? Annoying most of the bosses are? All they're designed to do is beat the shit out of you unless you hard chill half the time. I mean, I can't even find the pattern to defeat him normally. I just chase him. And here is the last bonus stage you'll get. There we are. Fuck. Get out of my way. Well, that should have cleared out everybody. I have this thing, you know, I play Xbox a lot, and sometimes I get the controls mixed up because I'm thinking about Xbox controls, which is funny because when I'm playing Xbox, I always mess them up for Super Nintendo controls. And here's the password to get past this abomination to man. Magmemo has red blinking lights, which are power cores. You bring the power cores to the mag locks, which are blue squares. Which half the thing is blue squares. So let's collect this real quick and move on to the next one. It's just so... For me, I can just race across and just do the things. That's a mag lock. Or a mind lock. Whatever. Clear out everybody. Get that energy ball. One more energy ball to collect. And these fuckers are all over me. If you don't fight enough, you will get your ass whipped. Just do what you can. And in terms, like I said, the enemies aren't hard to beat. It's more on what to use on what. The elevator's dead center. Use Sonic Jet to get through this, but you can't do it all the time because in here, you gotta collect keys to open it up. I mean, this looks familiar, right? Got that one. And there's the core. Sounds simple. Maybe there's no boss, right? And by the way, no, there's a boss. And it's the dickest of all of them. I know I didn't cover the elevator, but you can check this out for yourself. Oh god, I mean look at it, it's just shooting explosions at me. What kind of a bullshit thing is that? He comes, flies off, walks back, and does it again. You know, I'm actually trying to figure out how to beat it without getting hit. There's no luck on that. I'm sorry, I just don't see this game as beatable normally. Stiff controls. The repetitive nature of the game is just painful. I mean, the potential of this game was far greater than what they gave it. You could, I mean, the applications you could have done, I mean, aside from using the Sonic Jet as a utility, there's not much use for it. Same thing for the land burner. The two forms that actually have any use in the game is the walker mode and the hard shell. The other two are just there. Only one level requires the use of the land burner. Other than that, it's nothing. Oh, glad I got that taken care of. Here's a password to get away from that fucker too. And as with all repetitive games, guess what they do? They put you in the Vortex again. So we're going to say fuck that, and I'm going to just show you the boss. This guy has a big fist on his ship. And what does the big fist do? Fist you. You can only damage it when it's coming at you. But what do I care? Come on, come on. I mean, look at this. This was designed to kill you. Without a chance. So if you don't want to do Vortex 2, here's the passcode. You're welcome. Now, Trantor, it's a pretty place, I mean, and the idea is sound. However, what they do is they take the massive map, make it to where you can only walk on certain places of it, and they lock your path down with flash locks. Lots and lots of flash locks. And that gets annoying. You don't know this, but it took me an hour to get through all this walking it, because I can't use my Sonic Jet to just fly straight to the end. Look at that, that's all I gotta cover. Fuck. fuck? What was it again? Fuck! And here's the final rapist of the game. Cannon and a laser, and it just opens up on you. And it releases enemies so your missiles can't target him. And it goes flying across. And you gotta go back to him. This is so annoying. Just sending everything their mom at you, so it'll be harder for you to take care of them. Fuck it. I'm saving my rockets. Oh yeah, by the way, that's not it. Kill that. And now, fuck. It's a floating head. It has more defense than it did as a big machine. What's up with that mess? Come here, you. I'm invincible. I don't really need to work too much on dodging him. But still, I'm looking at the implication of how it would look if I was fighting him without my cheat. Just look at him. He's like, I don't give a fuck. You would have killed me like 6 times by now. Now, instead of it being the end of the level, the game decides to take you across Trantor and put you in a spot that you were not supposed to normally reach, to watch the assembly of the core. Why do I want to watch the assembly of the core? I went through a lot of bullshit just to get that damn thing with my poor controls, the ill need for the equipment. I mean, I literally just used some of that stuff just because because I had to want to. And look, of course, put back together. And I have just brought back peace and security to this universe, or whatever. And Akido is not an army. If it's flying things, it's a armada. Well, I shouldn't complain too much about translations. All in all, the game itself really isn't that bad. Its controls are horrible, though. And at the end, it does do this really nice thing, where you just sit on a planet's surface, kind of like you're floating, and they turn you into the sonic jet, and then you can just blast away the credits as much as you like. Nothing special happens when you do it, but you get to do it. What a stress relief. So that's Vortex in a nutshell. This is Alec Garza from Miss Carill's VG Music Request. Catch you later.